okay? I'm going to do something that I've never done before. And live on video, I'm going to drive to work. And it's like, you're saying, well, he's already in his truck. Here's how my day goes. I come to Metro. I'm at Metro now, and I come pick up my radio, and I get the truck. And let me see if I can show you this. I'll have to unbuckle my seatbelt to show it to you. Hey, there's a person watching already. Hello there. When I come pick up my truck, what I do is I come and I sign in on my sheet to say, hey, here's how many miles the truck has. That way there are no discrepancies and nobody can say anything. So now I am on my way to my specific station. And typically, I don't turn the camera on for that, you know? I do it when I get to work. But today, I'm feeling, I don't know, like this is the last couple of days I'm gonna get to be able to do this. If you follow my station, well, what's your name? ASL Tina? Hi, ASL Tina. If you watch my stuff, then you know that my time at this job is coming to an end. Through no fault of my own, the contract's up, and they just chose not to renew us. No big deal. So, this will be one of the very few times that I get to do something like this. So, I am going to all the way to my station, just hang out with you. Hopefully other people pop in. If they don't, that's cool too. This job has been a wonderful job for me. It really has. Like, I make no qualms about it. I love this job. I've always enjoyed it. It's like, honestly, when I first got to California, I don't know if I've ever told this story before. I came to California in 2009 for two very distinct reasons. One was to be with my wife, who at the time, obviously not my wife, but that's what we wanted to work on. Can I turn it? My last day will be Friday. I came out here distinctly to be with her, but also because I had worked out a deal with ABC Family, which I was really excited about. They said, if you write and put together a pilot episode, just something rough, to show us what you're talking about, then we'll put it in front of a focus group and see what it says, and if they like it, then we'll order some episodes. And I really thought that that was going to be the launch of my writing career. I really did. I got out here, needless to say, that didn't work out. I put together the pilot, and I put it in front of focus groups, and they pretty much laughed me out the building. It was sad. But when I got out here, I shot one of my scenes initially at a light rail station. And I had spoken to the guard who was there, who at the time, they didn't have the fancy smashy uniforms. They just had ugly yellow shirts. And I remember thinking to myself, I could do that job. Like, wow, that seems like that would be so cool to just hang out at light rail stations, you know, and help people out and help them buy tickets and that kind of thing. It's what I wanted to do. So I went down to the headquarters to apply, and they didn't even want to take my application, much more hire me. Like, they were just like, whatever, we're not interested, we're not hiring. And I left it at that. Many years went by after that. And from there, I applied for a security position. I didn't even know what the security position was. I had gotten a guard card, and I knew I was going to work security. So I went into the same office that didn't want me originally. And when I got there, he was like, hey, you know this is for the light rail, right? And I didn't. I really didn't know that. But I just went along and was like, yeah, yes, sir. This is for the light rail. That's what I came for. So when he gave it to me, I was so fucking pumped up for it. And that was last September. And I have loved this job ever since. Now, in December of last year, my supervisors came to me like 2 or 3 different times and was like, hey, we want to promote you. We want to give you a truck, but you got to have a driver's license. Do you have a driver's license? I didn't have one. So he was like, if you get a driver's license, we'll promote you. So I went and I got a driver's license. I put all my ducks in a row. And sure enough, a week later, I was a supervisor and I had a truck. So now it's less working on stations and more, I sit at a station in my truck. And if something goes wrong at my station or somewhere else, they call me up and they say, hey, go take care of that. So I run down there and I take care of it. A lot of my job is literally just sitting here waiting. You know, I watch a lot of Netflix. I do a lot of videos on my channel, as you notice. And, you know, it's a real cool gig. Now, I had heard rumors that they might be renewing or they might just cancel our contract altogether because our company is insanely greedy. I can get into the political end of it, but it doesn't matter. Just know that my company decided to be greedy, didn't want to take the pay cut because the company who contracted us wanted them to pay us more and give the company who hired us less. And they were like, oh no, we won't do that. This is a $3 million contract for my company. And they did not, I think they wanted to knock them down to 2.5 million. And they were like, oh no, you're going to cut us and you want us to pay them more? No. So that was not a thing. So they chose to cancel our contract. So they told us in March that our last day would be June 30th. And, oh, that was such a bummer. It was, because I've said many times I could have done this job forever. Like, even before the truck, even in spite of the weather. Okay, Patrick, you need to pay more attention. Wow, I almost ran a red light. I wanted to do this job absolutely forever. Like, I'm good at it. I like what I do. The people who I work with like me. I'm respected at my job. This was something that I could do forever. But now I'm being told, nope, that's not an option for you, sir. You have to find something else. So I'm off tomorrow because Wednesday is our off day for budgetary reasons. You think that they would eliminate that in the last week, but no. So I'm off tomorrow, but then I work Thursday and Friday, and I'm not really expecting much to happen next week, as it's like the 4th of July week, and like anybody who considers themselves important in the office won't be in the office for that, you know. So I am sometime this week going to go down, give them my updated resume. I'll get there. Thank you. I'm glad you're so involved. I'm going to go down and I'm going to give them my updated resume because this company employs thousands of guards, like tens of thousands of guards, and it's a global company. So they're in charge of a lot of people, so it's easy for people to kind of slip through the cracks. High temperatures detected on the device will be turned off. Wow, I'm getting a high temperature on my phone. What does that mean? I've never seen that before. The air is on in here. I'll pump it up some more. So I'm gonna go give them my resume because that's important so they know who I am. But honestly, I'm just gonna file for unemployment. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and take a month off during the summer and just it keeps telling me my phone is getting too hot. I don't know what's going on with that. Like, it doesn't feel hot. Weird. If this cuts off inadvertently, sorry. You know, I'll go back. I'll turn it back on once I get to the station if that's the case. So I'm just gonna enjoy my unemployment. I'm gonna kick back and spend time with my wife. You know, what else can I do? I would like to stay at work. I would like to not miss any time off. Like, to be honest, I don't have any money saved. Like, nothing. But my rent for July will be fine. I'll have that paid off. I've got 2 more checks coming. One on Thursday, and then another one next Thursday. I'll use that to pay off my bills as much as I can. And I'll just enjoy having some time off. Like, since I started this job, I've never worked less than 40 hours. Like, I've worked as many as 72 hours in a week. I've worked as few as 48 hours in a week. This week is odd because I'm only going to do 32 hours because it's the last week. But it'll be nice to just have some time off. Like, once I got promoted, it was I didn't get 2 days off a week anymore. I was down to 1 day off just on Wednesdays. So it can get tiring. High temperatures if the temperature rises. Okay, it keeps saying, you know what, I'm just going to ignore that because if it got that bad, it would just turn off. Anyway. So I'm going to enjoy having a little bit of time off for myself. I don't know. I really don't know what's next. I don't know what the next step of this journey will be. I do know that I want to stay in security. I know a lot of people use security as a springboard into, say, law enforcement, but I'm not interested in law enforcement. I don't want to be a cop. Like, cops work too hard. It's a thankless job for not enough money. And I mean, granted, it's probably more than I make, clearly. Hey, full disclosure, I don't think I've ever really addressed how much I make. Let me be very clear on this right now. When I worked downtown, I worked for Downtown Sacramento Partnership. I was a community service guy, which was kind of like security, except I couldn't tell anybody what to do. I made $10.86 an hour. That was in 2014, and that was at a time before minimum wage had gone up. So my checks every 2 weeks were like $771, and we were doing good. My family functioned off of that, and we survived, and we were happy with it. And I remember telling myself that it would never get as comfortable as that job. It would never be as easy, and then I stumbled into this job completely by accident. Like, it was not the goal at all. I had kind of given up on the idea that I was ever going to be able to work for the light rail. But I got this job, and they started me at like 12 something. I don't even recall anymore. But when I first became a security guard and I was working here, my checks every week were like $441. And I was like, okay, that's pretty good, because if you add it up, that's $880 every 2 weeks, which is a good $140 more than downtown was paying me, which was fine. And again, we functioned well. But now, as a supervisor, I make $15.32 an hour, and on weekends, that goes up to like $24 an hour. So now my checks every week are like $640. So we're doing quite well for ourselves. Like they say, like the cost of living in California is insanely high, and it can be if you live somewhere else. But everything out here is kind of proportionate. Like, yeah, my rent's a little high, and it's more than I ever paid for, much more than I had, say, in Michigan. But minimum wage in Michigan was like $7.25. So while things cost more out here, you make more out here. So it kind of evens out. Wow, you're trying to catch up for like 2 weeks. I can't necessarily. Oh no! Oh, the VF Outlet thing. Wow, you're at the VF Outlet videos. Holy crap! Wow. That was so long ago. You know what? I'm so happy you said that, because that's been one of my sincerest wishes for this channel. Like, for one, it's very introspective for me. I get to come out here and talk about my life and kind of figure out where I am and where I'm going. But it's been my dream that one day, like, somebody will just say, hey, I wanted to catch up with your videos, and I'll have like 83 new emails of people who are just watching our life in order. Like, hey, you know what? That's fine. Don't even worry about it. You're behind. There's no rush. Like, I am flattered and touched that somebody would take the time. Like, seriously, that's such a big deal. I'll tell you what happened with that job, though. When I first got this job, VF Outlet fired me. They fired me and Kari, that's my son, and they kept Asia because she was the cashier and me and Kari were the stock guys. Now, when we got that job, they told us it was going to be no problem with all of us working together. But of course, once we got in there, they decided to change their minds on that, and they let me and Kari go, which sucked because, man, it was only part-time, and we were just barely scraping by with that job. But it was fine because from that I came to do this. And once I got settled in here, my progression at my job was, okay, you're hired, let's bounce you around from station to station. But I got so good at what I did, they said, we're going to let you pick your station and pick your hours. Where do you want to be? So they moved me to the station that was literally down the street from my house. And they gave me the shift that I asked for. And that particular station, the stations are ranked according to priority. So park and ride stations get a little bit more because I got not only a station, but I've got a whole parking lot I've got to look after. So I got paid a little bit more, not enough to really know. It was like maybe the difference of like $30 a week. You know, it wasn't much, but it was something. So once we realized that I had settled in and things were going to be fine, Asia was just looking for a reason to quit VF Outlet. She hated it. There was a lot of politics, and I don't understand. It's a clothing store. Why would there be politics? Like, the assistant manager was mad at the manager because she didn't get named the manager and she was just the assistant. There was something about some gift cards for a smoothie place or something. It was weird, and it was around the Thanksgiving holiday. Yeah, matter of fact, it was because it was Black Friday, and they had put on the schedule, everybody had to work Black Friday, everybody had to work Thanksgiving, and everybody had to work that weekend following. There were no exceptions, and they would fire you if you didn't come in. So the Wednesday before, I think I happened to be off that day. The Wednesday before, Asia went in just randomly. And it's like, hey guys, how you doing? How's everything going? And they're like, hey Asia, because they loved Asia. And she was like, yeah, so everybody's got to work Black Friday, right? She said, yes, everybody's got to come in tomorrow at like 9 o'clock, right? And they wanted her to come in at a time where when she applied for the job, she said she wasn't available, but they didn't care. They were just like, we need you to come in. And it gave Asia such immense satisfaction to walk into that place. And I quote you, this is verbatim, she was like, yeah, I fucking quit. And she walked out. And she was just, she felt so vindicated because this was a job that was sucking her dry, didn't appreciate what she was doing. There were too many chiefs and not enough Indians. Everybody thought they were the boss, but nobody wanted to take orders, but nobody really knew what they were doing. It was so weird. So Asia left that. She hasn't done anything since. She's been a happy housewife since then. And I'm proud to be able to provide for my family. As a man, that's what you want to do. You know, as a man, you want to be able to step in and say, all right, baby, I've got this. And that's what I've been doing since September of last year. So yeah, to see that coming to an end, a little frustrating. It's a little sad. But also, I remember working downtown at DSP and thinking to myself, but her boss was super. Okay, I think you're thinking Sharice. By the time Asia quit that job, because we had befriended one of the managers, or rather, she had kind of forced her way into our lives and was like, hey guys, I want to be a part of you guys' family. You guys are awesome. Because me, Asia, and Kari were the life of the party at VF Outlet. And she kind of weaseled our way in. But again, politics came into play and they had forced her out. Now, in retrospect, I can honestly say that there's probably some more going on there with Sharice that we weren't aware of, like some behind the scenes. Maybe Sharice was shady, I don't know. But the fact was, once Sharice left, that was really Asia's like lifeline in that store. She was the one who made sure that Asia got hours. Like everybody else was getting like 19 hours, but Asia was getting 40 hours a week. Like Asia had manager codes. She was the one. She was running things there, you know? That was kind of her thing. I just got a text message and I can't see it. Oh, it's Kari. It's going to have to wait because I'm doing a video. So once Sharice left, Asia really didn't want to be there anymore. Like, we've toyed with the idea of Asia going back to work. I know she wants to do something. She, I don't want to say she's necessarily depressed, but just sitting at home has been a little difficult for her. She's mastered her role as housewife. She takes care of everything once she gets there. And it's like, I leave for work about 2:30 every day. So Asia is probably still asleep. Because no, Asia only left the job because once Charisse was gone, next to politics, they were going to be pointing at her anyway, because Asia was Charisse's buddy, and they were like, all right, we need to get her out of here too. That and the fact that nobody knew what they wanted to do exactly. Like, nobody was really aware of the policies. They were just like, hey, we do it this way. And then you go in the back room and you'd be folding something or hanging something the way they told you to. And then another manager would walk by and be like, well, what are you doing? That's wrong. And you'd be like, oh, damn it. So you would unfold them or unhang them and then hang them back the other way. But then the first manager would walk back in and say, well, what are you doing? Why are you folding it that way? That's not the way it goes. They were never quite clear on what they wanted. And I understand it was a new store and everybody kind of had their own style and the way they wanted to do things. I get it. But it was a lot. It was a lot, and it was very frustrating, and she was just ready to go. But now it's like she sits at home. It's like when I get off at 12, I'm usually home about 12:20, 12:30. And we'll hang out till, 3:30 in the morning, just laughing and talking, or we'll watch something. We do us. On my days off, we have our edibles and we just kick it. But for once she's done doing all her housework and everything's taken care of and out of the way, she's just kind of sitting at home. And it's really starting to get to her. So she wants to do something else. She wants to do more. I encouraged her to go back to her yoga, which, sooner or later when you get there, you'll see she did go back to her yoga. Hey, look, my connection's better. She eventually did go back to her yoga, and I know she's enjoying that, but at the same time, it's not human interaction. It's like she doesn't get to go out and do much, and I feel bad for her. Can't talk to her right now because I'm doing a video. Asia just wants to be able to get out and do more and do stuff, and I understand it can be a little lonely. It's just lonely just sitting there at home. So she wants to do more. I'm encouraging her to do more. Hopefully she finds like a comfortable medium, like a part-time job would be nice. Something where she could work 15, 20 hours a week, and that would be cool. So we'll see how it goes for her. But right now, while I'm very comfortable with the idea that either this company will find something for me to do or I'll collect unemployment, I don't like that my future is uncertain. I like to know exactly what's going on and why and what the next steps are going to be. And right now, nobody at my job seems to know what the next steps are going to be. And it's a little frustrating. Okay. That wasn't too bad. 23 minutes. Welcome to my light rail station. This is... there's my Gatorade. So now what I do is I call in and I let them know that I'm here. And then they say, okay, they say copy. As you can hear, there's a lot of traffic going on right now, so I'm not going to bother them. But I just let them know that I'm here. And then from there, they decide, if there's something for me to do, if they want to send me out there or not. I got to plug in my phone because you're dying up here. There we go. So I'm here. I'm done. Are you? How's the relationship going? Wow, you really are following. I don't have to go. It's like I'm not gonna do nothing. Like I'm just sitting here. How is the relationship with her mom? Before I do that, I will ask because first, let me say I'm so touched that you sitting around and you catching up and you watching our stuff. Like, wow, that means a lot. So before I get into that, I'll ask you specifically: do you want spoilers? Because I'm not sure where you are in terms of what's going on with me and Asia, and I don't, or with her mom, and I don't want to ruin the natural progression for you. Like, when we started, because of the age difference and because of the circumstances on how we got together, her mother couldn't stand me, like, at all. And then we kind of got better, and then we kind of got worse, and then we kind of got better, and then it was kind of iffy. So we fluctuated quite a bit over the last couple of years. So I asked you very specifically, if you want spoilers, I can give you spoilers, or if you just like to watch it naturally unfold, we can do that too. Approximately 55 years old, 4'11", 110 pounds. Oh, she's 4'11", 110 pounds.
Copy, we'll start medical.
Okay, so that had nothing to do with me. See, I'm trying to wait so I can call in and let them know I'm here. But you know what? I'm not gonna, because they sound really busy. They sound really busy. So I'll leave it alone. I will say, because I wanna. Okay, you want spoilers? Fine. I'll walk you through. Asia's mama couldn't stand me at first at all. She hated me. Like, just if you haven't gotten that far, I'm 42 years old. Asia is 23. If you want to do the math, I met her when I was 33 and she was 14. It's creepy. It's creepy on paper. And I understand that as a mother, she wouldn't want her daughter around that kind of thing. But you'll have to watch the story of us. It's awesome. You know, it explains everything. We had a really big falling out after a while. Now Asia's texting me too. It's like, she's gonna have to wait. She's actually trying to figure out what to do. Oh, hey, there you are. Not sure what happened there. Maybe too much going on at once. We had a big falling out, but we were kind of civil. Was that you? All right. Charge is temporary stop to due to high temperatures. You know what? My fault. This is like the 15th time it said high temperatures. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you these spoilers, and then I'm gonna shut this off for a while. Chances are I will probably be back later on. And every Wednesday, me and Asia do a live video. So if you want to come kick it, you can. We had a falling out, but we were civil. You know, it was like I could go over there and, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? And that would be kind of the end of it. But a couple of summers ago, was that last? It might have been last summer. In fact, I'm pretty sure it was. It was last summer. We posted a picture on Facebook that her mother didn't necessarily like. It was... She felt like it was too revealing. It was really just, you could see all of Asia's stomach, but it was no boob, no side boob, nothing. It was just, you could see her stomach. You couldn't even really see her belly button because my hand was over the belly button. But her mother felt, you know, with her strong Christian values, that was too much. So we had a big falling out over that. And I can be a dick. So not only did I leave it up, like I made it one of my main pictures, and like my cover photo for my Facebook page was a picture of a burning bridge. Like, I was like, oh, I'm done, dude. Like, I'm not messing with this at all. Like, you either get on board or you get out of the way. So we just stopped talking to her mom. She's like, Asia just cut her off cold turkey. Like, you're not down with my marriage, we done. So a couple of months later, her mom called her and was like, hey, look, we're family. We can't be this way. Let's figure out what we're doing wrong. And she came over and we talked it out, and we were actually much better off after that. Now you fast forward to a couple of days ago, where her mom went to Disney World or Disneyland, one of them, Land World, one of those. And I guess she had always wanted to take a picture with Woody from Toy Story. So there's a dude dressed up as Woody from Toy Story out there. So she takes a picture with him and she's like, it's a dream come true. And, she's hugging him and she's got a big smile on her face. And Woody's got this big plastered smile on his face. And my goofy ass, on the comments, I said, is that a snake in his boot? Or is he happy to see you? Now, to me, I thought it was fucking hilarious. Like, it was like, I get it, snake in his boot, banana ain't happy to see you. Like, it was a reference to his dick. I thought it was funny. But her mom deleted it. And Asia got, like, all bent out of shape. Like, oh, my God, this is going to be a big thing. You're going to stir it up again. Why would you do that? But yesterday or the day before, one of those, her mom texted me. And she was like, hey, yes, I did remove your comment on Facebook, but I wasn't offended. I just wanted to let you know I'm trying to be family friendly on my page. Because, she works for the government. She's got a big cushy state job. And, it's like all eyes are on her sometimes. She was like, look, I saw the joke. I thought it was funny, but I can't have that on my page. I was like, look, I completely understand. I'm not offended. I hope you weren't offended. She says, no, I'm not offended. And we left it at that. And I feel good about the relationship that I have with her mom now. Like, we are very comfortable and settled into who we are. See, there's another high temperature alert. So, hey, I'm going to cut this short. Charges, okay, wow, my phone is really acting stupid now. So, yeah, I'm gonna cut this short. I am so touched that you showed up. Like, wow, that's super cool. Again, on Wednesdays, we always do a video from home, and it's always like 2 hours long. It's like we eat our goodie, and then we sit. That's edibles. I don't like to say marijuana on camera. So we'll eat our goodies, and we sit and we wait for the effects to kick in. It's usually pretty fun. That's like 2 hours long. Oh, and there's a Facebook page. I have a Facebook group for My Life in 120 Seconds. So sometimes there'll be pictures or stuff that we refer to that you can't find. All that's there. It should be in the description. If it's not, I don't know. Like, send me a message or something and I'll work that out. But, yeah, I need to cut this short because I don't want my phone to disintegrate on me. Thank you so much for showing up. That was awesome. Like, oh, no, that's okay. You know what? Because, like, this is my last Wednesday off. After this, I'm just going to be off. I'm going to have, after Friday, I'm off the weekend, and I'm going to be off for at least a week after that. At least. So there'll be plenty of time to catch up. I promise. You just made my whole day, though. Thank you. It was really nice, because sometimes I just come out here and I talk to the camera, and it's like, for posterity. Like, so one day somebody will see it. One day it'll mean something to somebody. So for you to be here right now, it's like, thank you. That really made my day. But I should go. My phone's gonna die. It's so weird. Thank you for coming. We'll do this again, I promise. It's not letting me hit the button. Stop. Oh no. Alright, you sure you want to stop streaming? No, but I have to.